Oh, goodness. Hello, you guys. I'm trying to wait for some people to come in here. Please the um, please like this video and share, comment, engage. Let's talk about it because I have a lot to talk about today. Sorry, I am 2 to 3 minutes late. It's the super mom uh, situation that got into play with that, as you can understand. Those parents out there. This is a parents channel. Oh, let me introduce my channel. Haven't done this in a while. Sorry. Oh, I'm getting comfy. Hi, my name is Miss Tiff Danson. My channel is a place where single parents and entrepreneurs can stay motivated, balanced, and dance through life. Dance is my acronym for dealing and navigating choices effectively. So today I'm going to be talking about this topic. What are the boundaries when it comes to friends while you have a relationship? Okay. So riddle me this. Okay. And I want you guys to comment, to engage, to share, to chime in. Make sure you like this video as I sip my tea. Um, Feels so good to be doing live streams again. Whew, busy, but I think it's going to get a little bit better now. Now the summer is coming around. But off topic, we have business to take care of. Um, so what are the boundaries that you have when it comes to relationships with your friends? Because everybody needs boundaries. You need boundaries within your relationship, and you need boundaries um, when it comes to other people within your relationship. So, gotta set boundaries if you want to make if you want to make it happen. So, okay. Um, I think that when you have friends of the opposite sex and you are in a relationship and you're used to being single, or you just recently became single, well, mostly if you've been single for a long time, that there has to be boundaries set in place, because the things you do within your relationship in the beginning, I think that that's the way that you're going to deal with the marriage. And for instance, to me, I do you guys well, I think that when it comes to relationships, your relationship takes precedence over your friendships, especially friends of the opposite sex. Um, I heard that relationships, this is one thing someone told me, relationships are um, not forever, friendships are. If you have long-term friendships, those over 10, 15, 20 years, those are president. Like they are like steel. Um, Relationships that are new, relationships that are new, not friendships, but relationships that are new, are like styrofoam. It's there. You got to be careful. You can drink all your water and still maintain a full cup, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's as durable as steel. Steel is not a can, it's going to maintain, you know? So styrofoam as it can be, still as it is going to be. So do you think friendships are like steel when you have when it comes to relationships? And relationships are the styrofoam. They're fragile, they're in between, like it can stay, it cannot. um Drinking water out of a steel cup is definitely more durable than drinking water out of a styrofoam cup. That doesn't necessarily mean that's how you should view it. However, do you think that men and women can be just platonic friends while in a relationship? And if so, what qualifies as a friend? Is a friend somebody you go over to their house? Is a friend somebody you just talk to on the phone? Is a friend someone that you just vent to about their problems and come to for comfort? Because I think you can do all those things in your relationship too without the friend. But I don't know. This is where I want people to come on and give me their opinions. Someone also, another opinion I got from somebody is any place your boyfriend or your girlfriend can't be is not a place for you. And I totally think that they're onto something. If goes the same with text messages and phone calls. If it's a text message that your girlfriend or your boyfriend can't see, it might be a text that you shouldn't be sending or receiving. If it's a call that your boyfriend or your girlfriend would not feel comfortable or happy about, or might make them potentially jealous, is it a call that is good? Is it a call that you should be engaging in? Basically, I want to know, should you be engaging? What kinds of things can you and can you not engage when it comes to um, relationships? What kind of things can you engage and not engage in with friends when it comes to relationships? Now, would it be okay if I called and said, "Hey, boyfriend," or my boyfriend called me, "Hey, Miss Tiff Dance, what you doing?" "Oh, I'm just at my single male friend's house, just hanging out, chilling, playing a game of Monopoly, Scrabble, playing a game of Scrabble." His boyfriend's supposed to be like, "Oh, okay, well, you two enjoy yourselves, you know, enjoy it, love it, like it." I guess there has to be a significant level of trust within your relationship to do that, or to feel that way. I don't think you can um, I don't think it's for the weak at heart to just feel comfortable in that situation. And that doesn't necessarily mean that a person has to be jealous. And it just means that a person might not just be there yet. Who knows what the situations may have happened or occurred in their relationship to have that experience. I guess it depends on what series of events preceded that for the reaction that they have. If your girlfriend has a history of being a cheater or have done things that have deceived you or may have been untruthful, would you trust that situation moving forward? Or does it take a person to prove themselves? Me personally, I think that if that thing can happen, which it may be able to, you might be able to go over your man's house if you might be able to go to your female's friend's house, or you might be able to go over your male friend's house if that is communicated with your significant other, and also your significant other is welcome to come. But if there is a bridge saying, "Oh, I don't want you there, I don't think you should come," or "You're not welcomed," is that a place that you should be? Is that an environment that your significant other should be comfortable in? Is it? Like, would you? I look at things like, I'm open minded, right? So some things I might let slide that I maybe some people wouldn't, but at the same time, I'm open minded, knowing the fact that what I wanted to do it to me, I have to ask this question: what I want it done to me? How much trust do you have for me? How much trust do I have for you? When I'm in a relationship, I think that anything that you do requires trust. It requires communication. If the communication is not off, if the communication is off, then the trust might be off. And if the trust is off, it's because the communication's off. I feel like like a friend of mine said, if you can't be there, then if your significant other can't be there, then that's not a place you should go. uh I feel like you can talk on the phone to friends. I feel like there's nothing wrong with getting text messages from friends while you're in a relationship. But also, friends need to understand as well that, you're in a relationship now. Things aren't like that, like they used to be. You can't move how you moved before. You can't move like you're single when you're now in a relationship. Even if you're used to being in a relationship or not used to being in a relationship, but find yourself just caught up in one, you know? I feel like people get so accustomed to the way they are when they're set in their ways that they forget that, wow, things have changed, and they continue to do things that they've done in the past, which isn't a bad thing if addressed and done something about. But if addressed and still moving like you move, then that's pretty bad. Um, that's pretty bad. If someone's expressing their feelings to you and it's not being reciprocated and understood, and it's like, wow, these things make me feel uncomfortable, you should be able to have that open conversation and dialogue with your significant other. I feel like you should. I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like that's a part of communication that needs to be strengthened and tightened and made sure that it's okay. um definitely, um you shouldn't be at be somewhere without letting your significant other know, especially if you have to read people. Like that book, The Love Languages, that I had the video on. Check out my video about the 5 love languages. You really have to know a person's love language. If they're more like words of affirmation, a quick example of "I love you, baby," mean nothing. You mean everything to me. Do you mind if I chill over my friend's house? Jenny or Pedro. you know, for a few, but to go and do it, knowing that you know you're in a relationship, things happen. I say, listen, if it's grounds for temptation, if you can be tempted by anything, or you or something, that your decision that you make requires you to if a decision that you make requires you to be sneaky or avoidant or omitting information, then maybe that's a decision that wasn't well thought out and you shouldn't be doing it. I'm just saying, as a sip of tea. I think a lot of discussion needs to go on. A lot of uh, communication, a lot of trust, a lot of listening more than being heard and talking, a lot of listening to understand instead of listening just to be combative needs to take place. And correct me if I'm wrong, but these are the things that I feel would help a jealous person or an insecure person in the relationship to be better, where you gain that trust, where they lose those insecurities, because all of that can be changed. It's just a matter of how much the other person is willing to do so or want to do that, to help. Now, you can't change, the other person can't change insecurities. Insecurities change within you. You change your own insecurities. Other person can't make you stop being jealous, but they can definitely do things to help and be sensitive toward it. I think, I don't know. Um so I feel like you shouldn't, like do you eat dinner at your friend's house if they're opposite sex? Um If your friend is a chef and he can cook really good and he's single, would your boyfriend be okay with you just going to grab a plate? You know, would that be okay? Or is that not okay? Because I don't know. Um, I don't know if it's okay. I don't think it is. I mean, like, how would that other person feel? How would that boyfriend feel that you're eating and your friend is a chef and you're eating their food? Yeah, I know it's culinary and I know they can't really make anything but make food as exquisite and put the little limes and the decorative sauces on top and everything like that. But does that reason to go ahead and eat over a friend's house? I'm just saying, can you eat over a friend's house, or can you is it okay to grab a plate? Like, is that a boundary that needs to be addressed? Like, whoa, what are you doing eating their food when I've made the food for you at home? Even if they're not a chef. Or what if it's just a friend from school, childhood, or whatever? Would it be okay to just grab, they make maybe good spaghetti? Is it okay to just grab a plate of spaghetti from their house and just like call your significant other, or and then your significant other to ask what you ate? Oh, my homegirl Angela made whatever, and I just they brought me a plate. I don't know. I feel like that's a boundary that needs to be addressed. I feel like, okay, why are they the last to know? I know I was watching an episode of Everybody Hates Chris. It's like, why am I the last to know? That's what Takina Arnold said. Rochelle was saying, why am I the last to know? You want to tell people beforehand. You want to give a heads up. You want to let people know like what you're doing. I don't feel like a boundary, in essence, what I'm trying to say, I feel like a boundary that should be discussed is going over and visiting that friend, okay, without them. Another bound without your significant other, or when they make time for each other if they're of the opposite sex. Now, if they're just friends, homies hanging with the homies, girls hanging with the girls, then that's different. But if your girlfriend or boyfriend has a person of the opposite sex, when do you make time for that person? Is your significant other being attended to? Are they being non-neglected? Are they being cared for, given all the attention that they need to have? If you decide to go spend time with that person, are they taken care of? Do you Another boundary can be that needs to be discussed is, like, how what you share with this friend. Sometimes friends don't always have your best interest. Are you going to be telling them intimate parts of the relationship? Are you going to be telling them about every problem? Because when you tell people about problems, all they see is what the other person did, not what how, not after y'all done made up and everything, not after the fact. They see what happens during, or whatever, um the bad times. They see what happens during the bad times. I told myself I wasn't going to touch my nose. I touched my nose. mm. Mm. Now I'm getting sloppy. Another boundary that can be discussed is um like, is it appropriate to have friends that you were previously dealing with or not? Is it appropriate to carry on past relationships as friends? And what would the need be? You know, got to think about that. Another boundary that can be discussed is um you know, can you meet this friend of the opposite sex? Can you meet them? Can you Why would, if you can't, why not? What is there to hide? Is there jealousy? Does this person like you? You have to, I feel like when it comes to friends of the opposite sex, you really have to take in consideration, because a lot of people just cut people off, you know, but a lot of people want to maintain their friendships. And I mean, relationships aren't promised. So if you do um have a relationship after you've had a friendship with somebody, would you want to sacrifice a 15-year relationship? I mean, for 15-year friendship over a new relationship? Or would you just cut somebody off and then call that person back, that friend back? If they're a real friend, they should understand. But I also feel like there should be boundaries when it comes to friends as well. When you have friends, they should know, at least me, because the type of person that I am, the noble person that I am, I would feel uncomfortable having, um, one of my male friends as, um, a friend. I would feel I would feel uncomfortable having one of my male friends as a friend sneaking to have come hang out with me somewhere, and their significant other doesn't know, or um they don't tell them about me, or well, not don't tell them about me, but like don't know, or that person may feel uncomfortable. The type of person I am, because like I said, I want people to do the same for me as they've done for other people, is to let them know. Make sure your girl knows. Like, we can call it on the three-way. You know what I mean? Put it on speakerphone. It is what it is. Hey, sweetheart, we just here chilling. I heard you look beautiful. I heard you're pretty. I want to meet you sometime. Like, I don't know. Like, you look beautiful. I heard pretty. I want to meet you. Make them feel as a friend, as the female friend on the opposite side. You should want your significant your homeboy or your homegirl to feel comfortable. You should want their significant other to feel comfortable, because you want to let them know that ain't nothing to hide, ain't nothing going on over here. You got this. I'm just chilling because it's my friend. I care about this person, and it's nothing serious. Oh, hey, what's up? Glad to see you back joining me. Thank you. This impromptu live stream that I'm doing. But yeah, as the friend on the opposite side, you should respect the boundary of your new friend's new relationship. I feel like they can't just have a relationship and then like try to have you secret or sneak around with you and everything. Like that's not cool. I feel like that's, shady. And karma comes hard and strong. So I mean, I wouldn't want somebody to, I would want the friends that they have to, that's a real friend too. If you're judging your significant other's friends and of the opposite sex, they should be, the part of them being a friend is understanding that they are now in a relationship, that you take a back burner to what they're trying to establish, the end goal, marriage or whatever it is. And that they should want you to feel uncomfortable at the same time, not you to feel uncomfortable. That's what a real friend would do. That's what I would do. I know, me personally. That's how I feel about my male friends. I have male friends. There's nothing wrong with me having relations with my male friends as far as a relationship. Just a friendship. Mostly 98% of the time it's on the phone, giving advice. Hear me out. Listen to what's going on with me. Oh, let me see what's going on with you. It's no sneaking around, because then that is something more. Then that's when you should be concerned. That's when you have the right to be jealous or insecure or whatever. I don't know if you guys agree. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're thinking. Because I feel like, I don't know. I feel like there should definitely have to have discussions and boundaries in place with people, because sometimes people just don't know, and people are just people aren't doing anything malicious, but people just don't know. People just think that, okay, I can proceed this way. If nobody says anything, I'm going to keep going on for another year and a half, 2 years, and then you finally say something that's like, well, I've been doing it for all this time. What's the problem now? Gotta nip things in the bud. Gotta address things. Me personally, it would be easier if the person who you're in love with and have dreamy dreamboat heart-shaped faces, emoji faces, 4 eyes, is all about you and cuts everybody off. That'd be nice. But the reality is, it's not gonna happen. They know. Oh, can you please explain? They know if they are over 30. If they're shoot, okay. If they're over 30, that doesn't mean that they know if they're over. I see what you're saying. They should know if they're over 30, because I guess you're saying 30 is a symbol of maturity, age of maturity, and you should know. There's people who haven't lived with people and they're age 45, 50. Okay. And I'm just like, wow, you ain't lived with nobody before? No kids? What's going on with you? Like, you have a lot of life to experience. A lot of people just don't know. People play games. They do. Sometimes they play the I don't know game. Sometimes they play like, I didn't know that this was wrong, but they did know. But sometimes people don't play games. And for those people who are not playing games, what boundaries do you think, like, is it bad to have friends of the opposite sex? Or how can you still maintain your previous pre-existing friendships if you are in a relationship? How do you tell that person that who's that friend, or should they already know? Like, how do you speak to a person who has who's in a relationship, who has a friendship with someone you're concerned about because of maybe previous history, as I've discussed before? How do you discuss with that person? Just the things are just not okay. Like, yeah, you have to be transparent. That's all I'm saying. If you're smart man, very smart man, if you're transparent, then that takes the guesswork out. It's so simple. But if you make things complicated, you're not direct, you leave a lot of room for what if. Did this is this what's going on? Like, if you leave a lot of room for that, then of course somebody's not going to feel uncomfortable. But you can't just say, oh, they're quick to be um you know insecure or jealous, or just mean for not wanting them to have a friend. Bismarck, he said, you say he's just a friend, but is he? Is he a friend? Is she a friend? You gotta, like, assess. I feel like if your girlfriend or your boyfriend can't come, you shouldn't be there. You shouldn't be there when it comes to the opposite sex. I just think that everybody should be respectful. Respect goes a long way. If it's not a respectful relationship, respectful friendship, where you can be candidly open and honest, I feel like that's your duty as a friend, to just to make their new partner welcome them into this world. Like, oh, this person, you've got yourself a good woman, you've got yourself a good man here. I want y'all to be happy. I'm gonna be rooting for y'all to wedding. That is the friend that I would want my significant other to be around. What about y'all? Like, would y'all want that person to be around a person, or would you want that person to say, I don't know, I think from what you told me, I don't trust her. I like feeding the poison. Like, that's not a friend. Like, everybody goes to things in relationships. Everybody. I don't know anybody who doesn't. If they do, it's a lie. Facebook is a lie. Instagram is a lie. What if the person has slept with the friend? I mean, when did you sleep with them? If you slept with them last month and you call them, hey, this is just a friend this month. No. I feel like maybe if it happened in high school, maybe if it happened in like early college, and it's 10, 15 years later, and they built that friendship up. Because a lot of what we don't do when we get into relationships is build a friendship up beforehand. I feel like, you don't build friendship up beforehand and it maintains. But if you just broke up with them on Wednesday, or you just slept with that person on Wednesday, and you say you're in a relationship with, 2 weeks later, they ain't no daggone friend. And you're on the rebound, Mister. And you shouldn't. And you shouldn't allow for your lady to continue with a friend like that. Because that friend is they were more than friends. Now, if a friend, like, if you slept together like in high school, or you did something when you was like dumb young, or whatever, and it was nothing, it was just a thing, you tried it out, y'all didn't like each other, or y'all was just being experimental, it depends. I might not be opposed to that friendship if y'all just showing me that you're strictly friends now. Calls for birthdays and Christmases, okay, yeah, that's fine. Calls. But see, again, the majority of my friendships, I don't know about y'all, but the majority of my friendships that are of opposite sex are on the phone, Plus, they live in different states, which helps a lot. If you live in a different state, it's kind of hard to hang out and chill. It's kind of hard. When you call for birthdays and Christmases and, oh, I'm sorry that this happened to you, you're sorry for your loss or something like that. I mean, I understand that. But do you go, like, what if you're giving your friend money? Can you give your friend money? Is that okay? That's how the opposite sex in your relationship? What if you're accepting money from a friend, of a just friend, and you're in a relationship? Like, that's where it becomes complicated. That's where it becomes questionable. Well, honesty is the best policy. And if you feel like you can't trust that person, I don't know. Maybe that girlfriend or boyfriend should be deduced to a friend until you feel like it's fair game. You know what I mean? Yeah, the sneakiness and calling and calling, I don't care. Hanging out and sneakiness is like, I don't know. What do you do when you get mad? When when real relationships happen and you have arguments? Do you go run to that friend of the opposite sex? Do you go to your homies? Do you go to your homegirls? What do you do? If you go run into that opposite sex friend every time, people get vulnerable. And even though that opposite friend may be not be your type, might be not attractive, might not be what you want or the kind of man that you're interested in, but you have Roger over here who thinks he's your boyfriend and decides to call you up and apologize. Oh, where you at? I want to say sorry for what I did. Oh, I'm just at Benny's house. you know, we're just having a drink. That's like, I wouldn't like that. I'm be keeping it real. I wouldn't like that. Relationships are so serious. That's why things end in divorce. 50% of them end in divorce. Marriages, because there's a lot of things you just, trust is, yeah, hell yeah. You should be introduced. I feel like you should be introduced when you're in a relationship to your friends at some point, not initially. There has to be talk, conversation. I believe that you should be introduced. Who fronts the bill if y'all go out to lunch? Like, does your man pay for her end? Both of y'all, like, does he pay for her too? I don't know. I'm just being petty at this point, but it's just like, does your, like, do you pay for your girlfriend to have dinner, have a lunch date with you and her platonic friend? Like, what do you do? These are boundaries that I want to be, that should be addressed, but boundaries need to be addressed in any relationship, I'm thinking. I don't know. It's the summertime. It's when it's breakup season. Y'all, not boot up season. Boot up season is the winter. Breakup season is the summer. And things are hot and steamy right now because it's about to get hot and steamy. So you gotta I feel like, I don't know. You just gotta be, I feel like if you can't talk about it to your significant other and things you have to sneak around and hide and your significant other has to find, it might not be the situation for your ass. Get your ass up out of that situation. Get out of it. Yeah. It's hate for you. I'm done with my imaginary tea or fake tea. I say, if it creates temptation, bump it. And I don't want to say the word bump, but I'm not trying to get banned from YouTube. F it. If it creates temptation for you, you shouldn't be there. The hell up on out of there. People don't realize until things are gone. I guess it takes absence sometimes to miss someone. It takes absence to appreciate a person's true value. It takes absence to know that, wow, what I have, I don't have anymore. I love it. I miss it. But I don't know why it is with human nature that you don't appreciate, well, people, and as human beings, we don't appreciate things when we truly have it until it's gone. And that's when you appreciate the heck out of it. But Friends, I know one thing, and I know one thing's for sure. If your significant other is not being felt like a priority, is not being discussed to your opposite sex friend, if your significant other is not being treated better than your your opposite sex friend, or if time is not being spent as much as they are with their friend or talking on the phone with their friend, then there's something's wrong. Then there's something that we need to do a rewind and make sure that relationship get nourished first. Your relationship gets nourished first. You agree? I mean, friends are good, you know, but also friends don't need to know everything. So I feel like stress the positives, only complain when it's something serious, breakup time or something, or a really troubling situation, because all a person of that's supposed to be unbiased, or a person on the other end receiving information, is going to remember what the negative was when you boot up again, when you get back together, when you everything's lovey-dovey, when y'all all kicking and happy and you know what I mean, being back together. Nobody remembers the positive things that person does. And please believe, nobody wants to tell their friend that, you know, all the positive things that their significant other does. When they're mad, they want to stress the negatives and the negative only. Forget the positives. And I say this, you either have a friend or a fan. Okay? Is this person your friend or your fan? You know it's a friend if the person is going to ask, what the hell did you do to him? What did you do to her to make her respond or him respond like that? Because I know you ain't innocent. That's a friend. But a fan is, oh, they wrong. I can't believe they did it to you. What? Oh my God. They did that to you. Yo, you need to drop them. They ain't right for you. On some other stuff. You need a dead day relationship. That's a fan. Supportive you no matter what. You're like Britney Spears. You're like freaking Ariana Grande. You're like friggin', I don't know. I don't know. But that's a fan. That's a fan. So you make sure that your significant other has friends, not fans, because a friend is going to keep it real with you and be unbiased. A friend is going to tell you like it is. It's called negative bias. It's called ignorant. It could be a ghetto mindset. There's a lot of names for it. It's called emotional non-intelligence. Like, everybody knows that when people are angry, they're only going to talk about, most people, it takes a mature person to talk about their side and their side only, to make themselves feel agreeable, to have people agree with them, to have people be on their side, to tell people that what you did is okay. Deep down inside, the person who did it knows that they ain't okay. They know that they did is wrong. They know they messed up for doing it. But they want to tell only the side that they want to tell, which is messed up. So I don't know, but these boundaries need to be discussed. Entering a relationship, while you're in a relationship, entering a marriage or engagement, it all. So I guess that pretty much sums up my live stream for today. I went a little harder than I would have expected to go. I didn't expect to go this hard, but I did. And I'm glad to be here. I love being on live. Give me some more relationship topics, you guys. Let me know, or not relationship topics in general. I want to know what you think, what you feel, what you're thinking. I want to talk about it. Thank you. I thank all of you for being here. I love YouTube. I love everybody who's my subscriber, because y'all support my channel and watch my videos, the active ones. And let me know what you want to hear from next time. This is so impromptu. Just started a spark of a conversation, a good conversation today. And here we are. So make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure you check out some of my other videos in my playlist. I did do a live stream on Sunday. It was just a check-in, drop in, say how you doing, tell you that I love you and I miss you, and you'll see more of me. Look forward to it. I'm sorry that I've been so busy, but life happens and I've been traveling. So I wish you guys the best safety and health. All right. Bye.